Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. Last time, my voice just cracked right there, we started off by hatching our adorable little Kirby and our adorable little Mary, who have since grown all the way up. So we actually have sniffers. I haven't actually been around them since they've grown up, so I haven't seen if they've actually dug anything up yet. But, yeah, they're just gonna be going about their business. I need to build them, like, they're going to get their own little enclosure over here. I don't know entirely where I'm going to build it, but I kind of need to give them an enclosed space and some magnet backpacks to automatically pick up anything they drop, so they sort of have to be stuck in a specific area. But after that, we also started up with Bloodcraft. I did actually start filling up a dark tank with a bunch of blood, but basically, we just need to run around, start killing things, gather blood, and then we use that for various recipes and whatnot in our machine. And that was about it. Between episodes, I didn't really do much work over here. I didn't actually do much work, period, on anything. I went over to the underneath where the Acropolis is and grabbed some coral pieces. Killed a bunch of tropical fish while I was trying to get a spawn egg. I didn't actually get one, but I do now have plenty of tropical fish for actually hatching and taming our baby Leviathan, so that's cool, I guess. And I think that was about it. Also, pretty funny thing happened last time. We went running around looking for the blue cascading archwood. I was looking through all my chests and everything, wondering, hey, where did all of my blue cascading archwood go? Yeah, I'm a goof. I literally have 3 of these just growing over here, then I could not find them. Can't see the trees through the forest, or the forest through the trees, whatever that saying is. Anyways, while I was over looking at the, going through, like, the ocean and whatnot, grabbing coral pieces, I did capture a couple of manta rays, a dolphin that was separated from the rest of its pod, like, it was a singular dolphin, so it's captured in here for now, and a couple of hippocampuses, just because they were there. But I did find these things, these cute little siren friends from Ars Elemental. What is that? Starfire from Eternal Starlight? What is that? I don't know. Anyways, these sirens from Ars Nouveau, they're kind of cool. Apparently, if you give them a sea pickle, they'll give you some stuff. Sea pickle. Where did it go? Make a trade with a magical creature. So you give them something and they give you siren tokens, obtained by giving a sea pickle to a siren. They can be used for a token of summoning thing, or can be used to make siren charms for pretty cheap, actually. And it said siren charm. Let's see, siren charm. If you actually put in the right thing. You can use them to summon them as you would. It can be used to summon a siren, and if used on Prismarine, it will transform into a siren. Siren shrine. Tamed sirens can change color if you give them kelp or coral. How do you tame them? Give them a sea pickle, they will jump and leave behind a few tokens. The sirens come to you. Okay, cool. So, and the shrines will slowly take source and create stuff out of it that you could normally get while fishing. So that's kind of cool. The number of items and chance of getting a treasure will increase if many different water animals and plants are near the shrine. You should build an aquarium or pond around the shrine to let your sirens have fun. Okay, cool. That's pretty awesome. We are planning on building like a small coral reef or something in here, so we should set up a siren thing and give it some sort of source production. It doesn't need to be anything too big. So that's pretty cool. These things, I'll eventually go ahead and turn these into the siren charms. It's just going to take a bit, but let's just do that twice. That one's the empty one. I used up all of my mob capture tools. So, might as well just do that. Did that one only give the one? Oh. We okay, game? Why does this keep happening all of a sudden? Are we good now? I think we're good now. Anyways, I can probably release at least the manta rays right now. Those should just be able to float along and just be fine. You know what? I don't think I have a reason to ever kill a manta ray. I don't think they drop anything, so probably something we can just put a Geos on. Helps if you spell it right. Wow, there's so much lag out of nowheres. Um, that spawns in a manta ray. Manta ray you can get by killing manta rays somehow. Uh, yeah, look, it doesn't look like they have any sort of drop. So I guess Gios will go on you if I can find the thing. There it is. Gios on manta rays. Oh yeah, putting Gioses and underwater animals is always a bit of a pain. If I put you on land, you aren't going to immediately die, right? I can just go like, Gios added to Manta Ray. Cool. And just to double check, Manta Ray is now at the end of the list. And we're going to do the same thing with a dolphin. Yeah, Gios added to dolphin. Come on. There we go. Did it actually get added? Did I do? No, it didn't. I missed, didn't I? Yep, it's not there anymore. Gios. Come on. Yeah, this is gonna take some work. There it is. Gios added a dolphin. Now you get to like swim along in here. You should just be fine hanging around in our little pool here. It will be updated eventually. And just do the same thing with our two hippocampuses. There's Gios added hippocampus. And I grabbed like a random yellow and red one and a random blue and green one. You all should be pretty safe in here, assuming you don't like crawl around on land and start suffocating or something. And I don't imagine any of that stuff's going to despawn, right? I don't think hippocampuses despawn, and I don't think dolphins despawn. The manta rays I'm less sure on. Anyways, it's just a little brief detour. We have some animals just hanging out in our pond, in our little river now. Those will eventually be turned into things, and for some reason will not stack. Also, it's apparently random chance how many you get, so we got unlucky the second time, or really lucky the first time. It could go either way. So from here, I guess we're about to get back into EvilCraft, shall we? So I think I left some gems. No, I forgot to leave gems in here, didn't I? Okay, uh, let's start with the Origins of Darkness. The Origins of Darkness has some cool, like, lore stuff in it. The first age, starting with A Strange New World and introductions. I have discovered several strange new things lately. They all give off some eerie vibe. The longer I am around those things, the more I feel accustomed to it. Not all of these things might be very useful right away, but I might have some ideas to use them for something else. Dark ore is filled with all sorts of resources. This world is full of all sorts of resources. This I have known for a long time, but today I've made a new discovery. There is an ore in this world with a somewhat dark shine to it. It makes me think of precious gems, but I sense a very obscure presence within it. I seem to find them mostly around the same places as redstone ore, but sometimes also much higher. Hitting them with an iron pickaxe seems to be the minimal requirement to get some of these gems. There also seems to appear some kind of rather strange dust, but only when I mine them while experiencing fortune. Okay, so that's why we have so much of it. I'm sure I will find a use for this dust soon enough. It appears that higher fortune levels increase the chance of getting these dusts. And then you get the gems, you turn them into dark ore stone ores. Crafting recipes is going to take up most of this. Ooh, dark bricks. Those look cool. And dark brick stairs, of course. Cool. The darkened apple. As you are reading this book, you might have already come across this item. Combining an apple and a dark gem results in a special apple that, when eaten, inflicts large amounts of damage for a certain time. If the entity dies because of this effect, it will leave behind some kind of anomaly. I have yet to discover any uses for this phenomenon. Okay, a darkened apple. I wouldn't eat this, maybe. I wouldn't eat this. Maybe feed it to some animal. Okay. That's good to know for the future. I didn't see anything in the other guidebook. While caving, I occasionally encounter these grim rooms with blood spread all over the floor. Haven't found one yet of those. These blood traces are probably caused by the battles of previous explorers with the countless mobs inhabiting these dungeons. Okay, so if I pull out the Explorer's Compass and I look for EvilCraft, source EvilCraft, Ars Nouveau, choice theorems, Explorify. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, T, T, R, T, 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 A, U, V, W, X, there it is, Dark Temple. That was way more difficult than it needed to be. I was like, I see Explore, does V become X? No, yeah, all you can see is Dark Temple. Um, okay, so we can't just search for those, like, uh, evil dungeons or whatever it was calling them. But we can know for sure now that this thing over here is a dark temple. It's really not much of a temple now, is it? It's more at an outpost so that lets you store elemental energy, which that's not even really evil. Like that, it's called an evil temple or a dark temple. You're just storing power from the weather all around you. It's just not cryomancy, weathermancy, I suppose. I think there's more to it. That's just weather magic. That's not anything too bad. Anyways, I digress. Continuing on. There seems to be certain structures in the world that were built by some kind of ancient civilization that were able to infuse certain environmental powers into items. These processes, however, seem to degrade the natural balance of the environment the more this process is used. This is possibly the main reason why that civilization isn't around anymore today. Using dark gems, I was able to enhance existing glass bottles to be able to contain environmental weather. Throwing such a weather container inside the core of such a temple will absorb the current weather into the bottle. I also discovered that certain items can be empowered using the special properties of thunderstorms. These items can also be empowered when they are directly struck by lightning, but it seems very unlikely to predict where lightning is going to strike. Or is it? Actually, we have a spell for calling down lightning. We could just do that whenever we want. These temples seem to emit some kind of energy. Maybe I can find some way to detect this and discover new temples in the world. Okay, so that's how you get the bottle. We made that last time. Here's how you... Oh, you can give it blood? Oh, okay. So apparently we can use that machine as like a... At... Oh, hold on. Do I still have one? I think I still have one. Weather container empty. Uses. Um, okay, cool. So you can a sanguinary environmental accumulator, so we can create our own one. So it's basically mimicking old magics with new. Cool. Weather container benefits. Weather that is contained in these bottles can be reactivated when the bottles are thrown against something, but instead of breaking them, it might be more interesting to use them to craft several other neat items. So we can make infinite water bottles, we can turn them into different elements. Biome extract, okay. Our world is made up of biomes. Many different variations exist. Unfortunately, we cannot choose the locations of these biomes, or at least not always. One of the abilities of the environmental accumulator is that it can accept special biome extract bottles, which it can fill with the biome the machine is currently placed in. These bottles can be thrown anywhere on the ground to transform that area to the given biome. One major disadvantage of the environmental accumulator is that it will degrade its biome over time, so the bottles coming out of it will become pretty useless. If only there was an alternative way to extract these biome extracts without bad effects. Okay, that's pretty cool, actually. So, like, what biome is this accumulator thing in? It's in the it's in a stony shore, so I wouldn't really want to copy that over. A stony shore just on the edge of a cold biome. I don't want that biome anywheres. But if I could go ahead and go over to like the warm ocean biome, that would be better to like specifically place along here and on some of these. And I could very specifically make part of this a snow biome while keeping the rest whatever. That would be pretty cool. Like literal weather control. Okay, okay, that's pretty fun. We'll have to make use of that for making our little animal preserve a little bit better. Um, Poisonous label. Hold on, let's go back to parents. How far are we? A strange new world, poisonous label, werewolf, netherfish. Okay, we're almost done with the first stage, at least as far as like introductory stuff is, and then this is all items you can make. So, poisonous label. It seems that there are some new creatures in this world. This creature appears to be a pretty large type of dragonfly. During the daytime, it is a rather peaceful creature, but do not be fooled, for it would venture too close in proximity. For if you would venture too close in proximity of this insect, it will try to poison you as though it's being some kind of self-defense. At night, however, this beastie becomes subdued by an ancient evil and kills everything in its path. I deemed myself lucky they have no other weapons besides actively looking me up at night to come and poison me. I managed to kill quite a few of these annoying things and carved some interesting poison sacs from their bodies. I have thrown them in a bucket of water, and the water really absorbs the poison well when I throw in 4 of these. I have long done the same with poisonous potatoes as well. Oh, poisonous potatoes actually have a use then. They can be useful in a pinch for defending my evil lair. I mean, house. I like the person writing this book. Like they know they're doing something evil. Like hee hee hee, I'm evil. I named this creature after the Dutch word for its kind because I did not want to let it be confused with ordinary dragonflies for obvious reasons. Labelle. I've yet to see one of these things, but now I want to. So, poison sacks or pufferfish or poison potatoes can be used with a poison bucket. Oh, and you can poison potatoes with it as well, and you get a potion of poison. Interesting. Labelle. Oh yeah, we have charms and spawn eggs for them. Let's see. The capturing enchantment. Cool. Spirit reanimator. What biome do these spawn in? Because this doesn't say anything about them, and that doesn't actually give a biome. Um, I don't know. And werewolves. I'm going to assume they're not, like, straight up turned off in ATM, right? I wouldn't see any reason to turn off mobs. I might have to look up part of this, like, more of this info, like, online. No more sniffer eggs. Oh, well. Oh yeah, I really should hatch the Leviathan and the remnants as well. I kind of forgot. While I was exploring this world, I have taken rest in many villages. One of the towns I rested in had a strange-looking fellow in it. I started talking to him, and it soon struck me he was not as interested in emeralds as the other people in his town. In fact, he started asking more and more questions about the dark ore I had discovered. We talked away hours and hours. He was so keen about getting his hands on them and other objects, I've discovered that we ended up trading things for most of the rest of the day. When night had fallen, he took me to his house in the village, and he said I was most welcome to spend the night in his spare bedroom. I said I already rented a room at the local inn, but thanked him for his kindness anyway. As I crawled into bed at the inn, I took a last glance at the moon, as I usually do before going to sleep, and I saw it was a nice full moon. As I closed my eyes, all of a sudden I heard a loud, distressed shout, and after that a wolf-like growl. The whole village was looking through their windows, and we saw a tall wolf walking on its hind legs. Everyone cowered in fear, but I, without fear nor doubt, took up my trusty dagger and gave it a pretty good beating. It was a very strong creature. His fur will make a nice memento to his great fight. When I woke up the next morning to conclude my trading session of the day before, my strange trading friend had taken a leave. There were claw marks were all over his house, and there was blood on the floor. I still wonder if the stranger wolf ate him, or if perhaps he was a werewolf, as the villagers gossip on. It looks like he can convert his drops into regular items when just placing them inside a crafting table. Okay, cool. So apparently they're special villagers. I'm gonna assume they're pretty rare, though. Um, I I guess we'll read up on netherfish, because that's kind of the last thing before we get into items. But I do kind of want to look up where to find werewolves and where to find these poisonous labels, because that's pretty funny. It would be pretty fun. Apparently I'm going to have to wait till a full moon, though, I assume. Oh, this isn't actually a village. This is like a broken down mine colonies one. I'd found it like when I was like hovering about the place, and I was like, oh wait, I thought no. Anyways, there's a couple different biomes. Let's read up on the Neverfish, and then I'm going to go look up extra info on some of these. That is the wrong book. Netherfish. Once upon a time, while I was visiting the underworld, I discovered a block of netherrack that was a bit harder to break than normally. But after breaking the block, I noticed a little creature popping out, and it started to attack me. It lit me on fire, and I took some mild damage. Luckily, I was able to kill it without much trouble. And then after that, we jump into relics, items, and then let's see. Let's parent section. Yeah, relics, items, and vengeance spirits. And then it's into the second age. Um, Before we move on to the second age, I really want to figure out the whole werewolf thing because I would love to find one that would be really cool. And I guess look up the poisonous things as well, the dragonfly things. Again, I want to look this up. Werewolf. They do have flesh. You can get a soul vial. They do. There's the spawn egg. Cool. Let me go look for extra info real quick. Okay, so I had some difficulty actually finding info on the label. I don't know. The only thing I found about that was from like 2014. I don't really trust that information anymore. But apparently there's supposed to be relatively rare mobs in river biomes, but somehow I've seen exactly 0 across the entire game, and I've been in plenty of rivers. I feel like I should have seen at least one at some point. But anyways, the info on the werewolf seems a bit more reliable. I thought I saw it. What is this on the map? Oh, that was the wrong button. Where am I? Oh, it's fish. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was like, did I just find the random thing I was looking for? That's a B. Oh, I still have my Geos thing, and that's what in my hand. You are a green carpenter bee. Makes sense. Anyways, yeah. Apparently, we're just not gonna be seeing a dragonfly right now, which is probably a good thing. I think the only thing those poison things are used for are for poison, as far as I can tell. But anyways, I got distracted. The werewolf, apparently, is a little bit easier to get our hands on. Apparently, whenever a villager gets struck by lightning, the words are hard. Whenever a villager gets struck by lightning, it is now a 50-50 chance whether or not it becomes a witch or if it becomes a werewolf. So that's pretty cool. I do have a villager spawner. I don't remember. Is it one of these two or is it one of the ones I have over at the home? That's the warden and the wither skeleton, so I guess it's not either of you. Let's see. Home. This chest right here. Villager spawner. Cool. And I tried using this lightning strike on a pig, which in theory should have turned it into a pig zombie, but didn't. So I'm going to assume that this also won't work for the purposes of turning a villager into a werewolf. So we have this. Maybe I shouldn't do this immediately in like the home base, like lightning strikes and dangerous werewolves. Come on, game. I think we're about to crash. Okay, I'm back. That was a full-blown crash, and in fact ended up pushing us so far back that we lost the villager spawner. Like, I spawned back over on some random island over here, like even farther away wherever we started. Oh yeah, like over at this village right here. That's where I was, even though I was at the village beforehand. Or yeah, and when I came back, the villager spawner no longer existed. So fine. Thankfully, I have extra spawners and extra villager eggs. I was just gonna cheat, and then I remembered I just had villager eggs and didn't need to. But can just go like so. Now this will spawn unemployed villagers. Nowhere near as upgraded as anything else, but that's fine enough. And we should have 50-50 shot on whether or not we get our a witch or a werewolf here. Come on. Oh, here we go. Lightning grenade. 2 witches. And 2 werewolves. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it really is 50-50 now, isn't it? Are these unemployed werewolves or are these werewolvian apprentice? Cool. I forget, can I capture you in mob imprisonment tools? Yes, I can. I want to keep these 2 safe, so let's do that, and I really should start a village. Like, I haven't done anything with mine colonies, and I haven't done anything with, like, villager trading, really. I really should, but, eh. Anyways, our friend here, I mean, he's going to wolf out and try to attack us and try to eat us. That's not good. That's not a great thing. I do kind of need to keep him under lock and key somewheres. Where did this normal bee come from? I don't remember you. I I also need to make sure that our werewolf friend here doesn't go into the spawner and gets hurt from the thing. So let's just put you in here for now. I'll just take you with me. So you'll take poison stacks and... Oh, cycle trades. Cool. You can give us crushed things. You'll take dark gems for emeralds. Oh, that was the best trade. Why'd I do that? I want it to give us... Yeah, that's probably the best thing we can get from trades for you. And might as well just do this a couple of times. Huh. Interesting. So when it gives us emeralds, it won't actually get any... It won't actually get any training experience, but when we get items from it, that's where the levels come in. Cool. So our friend here is now leveled up a bit. It's now a bit cheaper. Inverted Potentia, a Blook, whatever that means. I knew that was going to happen. So our friend here is now currently maxed out there. So you just get to hang out somewheres. I'll give you like a little room to sleep in the evil area. Our other friend, what have you got? Cycle. I mean, I need this trade to happen. Like, apparently nothing else really matters. So there's that. And you should now be Journeyman. And exactly the same stuff. And it's going to also max out at exactly the same point. So I didn't get very lucky with them. I'll just have to keep them out and about at some point and just let them go through their things. I do really want to let it become nighttime so we can see them actually wolf out. So, do I just leave the game running for a little bit? I definitely have some way to switch between time of day. I just don't remember exactly how. All of you are probably about to hit tier 4. I think tier 4 is 75 days and they're at 74. Anyways, I guess we just keep reading for now. I can't find the thing I was talking about, the dragonfly, and we have to wait till a full moon anyways. So relics is where we were. Humanoid flesh and enchantments. You might never have noticed before, but when players die, they seem to drop a part of their flesh. Eating it seems to be dangerous. Maybe eating it at nighttime might be more safe. I wouldn't recommend eating your own flesh, though. That's just nasty. Try eating one of your friends instead. If there were other players, sure. I also don't know how to get our own humanoid flesh because I haven't seen it drop once. Enchantments. Curse of Breaking. This enchantment exists in 3 stages. It looks like it does the exact opposite of unbreaking. Doesn't seem very useful, does it? Maybe I should find a way to get rid of this. Life stealing is life stealing. Poison tip is poison when you hit something. Unusing makes it so you can't use it if it's about to break, if I remember correctly. Curse of Vengeance will spawn vengeance spirits when used. Cool. And then we have the Dark Tank. Simple enough, using all that stuff. I don't think I need to read all of these things. Dark Tank, it's a tank. Sure, and then you can craft it together to make builder ones. Spikes, we made these. These are used for some things, and apparently as sharp and durable. Spikes, mobs don't seem to like them very much. I think you can plate them down with spike plates. Yep, that's exactly what it seems like. Ensure... Okay, the powers of the Dark Gem seem to ensure killing mobs in this process to drop the same things as when killed by any player. Okay. And they may also give off a redstone signal when a mob is taking damage, so that's actually pretty good. Like, it counts as a player killing them, and it gives redstone, so you can, like, activate something. Cool. Nothing is more annoying than swapping tools around when trying to break blocks, and then suddenly having to fight incoming mobs. Combining some spikes allows you to break almost all soft material very quickly. At the same time, any mob that comes creeping by can also be attacked with sufficient power. Cool. 6 attack damage, effective against soft materials. So basically shovel claws, dig around in the sand and to have a cool weapon. Don't really need it, is cool though, especially if they actually look like Wolverine claws. And the Potentia Spear. Here's actually an important one, I think. We do have several more to look at though. Combining several shiny mundane items will result in a sphere that seems to possess some awesome powers. I might discover a way to harness these powers in the near future. It looks like the power can be inverted by using some dark gems. Completely missed that right there. So the Potentia Sphere infused with blood to make an ender pearl. It can be used can strike with lightning to empower. Okay. So you make this potential sphere easy enough. I think I could just put everything into the computer system and still make that easy enough. Turn it into inverted potentia, which you can strike with lightning or use that thing to turn an empowered inverted potentia. Cool. We'll go for what that's used for in a moment. Combining some sugar and gunpowder will result in a weird dust that doesn't seem to be very useful at the moment, hence the name, although this might change one day. Dull dust, quite boring dust, or is it? Okay, so most of this really seems like hmm. I mean, story-wise, the whole first stage, second age split is kind of cool, but it does kind of mess with how useful things are now, doesn't it? Like, this thing's not useful, or is it? It's right up in Act 2, not actually connected at all to where we are. Obscured glass. Some people might find regular glass too bright. Combining some glass with the dark gem seems to make a special type of glass that almost completely reduces the amount of light that gets through. I am still able to look through the glass, though. Very strange. And then the Exalted Crafter. Crafting tables can be inconvenient sometimes when at remote locations. It looks like the crushed dark gems gives the power to craft things from within your inventory. Attaching some kind of chest to it gives an easy internal inventory. Even your ender chest seems to work. Our users might be happy with this item, since it can be bound to a hotkey. Using that same hotkey when the GUI is open will clear your inventory, and using the hotkey with Shift will balance all the items currently inside the grid. Toggle button available. Okay, cool. Portable crafting table and some sort of chest built in. Don't really need that. We already have it. Although it is pretty cool, and you can power it and make it better. The small block can showcase your favorite items and blocks. It seems to support any wood type and can be placed with any rotation. It can interact with its interactions. Okay, display stand. It's the display stand. And then Vengeance Sphere. It's the last thing of Act 1. Other people find it strange, but I always watch closely when beasts die. I notice that they mostly give off some strange dark purple aura, which quickly fades again. I noticed that I can use some of the crushed dark gem to construct a ring which allows me to fully see those auras of the mobs I kill, though it looks like they can see me as well. They always try to follow me, and when they touch me, they do some minor damage, after which they dissolve into thin air. Activating the ring gives me some amazing powers, but this seems to attract and anger some spirits, although most of these spirits are unrecognizable for some reason. Okay, that's kind of cool. The Vengeance Ring. This is actually kind of important. Shift right click to toggle boost. Iron and that. Oh, it's literally the exact wrong moon cycle, isn't it? We need a full moon, and it's literally a new moon. Are you kidding me? Of course. Of course. I was shift right click the Vengeance Ring. Oh, that's a task complete, actually. What happened to me? Invisibility 2. That's true invisibility. Status enabled. It's not actually taking any blood from me. Mate, attract, or summon Vengeance Spirit. Shift right click to toggle boost. Hold on. EvilCraft. Revenge of the Spirits. Sometimes when you kill a mob, a Vengeance Spirit will spawn. Their essence needs to be useful in crafting more. Not finding many spirits, make a Vengeance Ring and turn it on to attract more spirits during your battles. And then, okay, cool. So let's put this on in favor of which ring right now? Cooldown reduction or arrow damage? Arrow damage is not really necessary at the moment. So we now have true invisibility and some other pretty nice boosts. Let's go fighting, shall we? Is the idea here that we're no longer part of like the physical realm? We're actually a spirit ourselves? It seems like that might be the case. Let's see. It's every single time I run around to find something, I can't find a single mob to kill. But as soon as I am just trying to do some work, I get swarmed by zombies and other nonsense. Every time. Why? There we go, Enderman. Hey, look, Vengeance Spirits. There we go. It does not appear I can actually hurt it still. What to do about that one? That noise I just made tickled my tongue. What was that? Not finding many spirits make a vengeance ring, and you can see them. Cool. On some of my adventures, I discovered some strange purple boxes which contain some distorted spirits. It looks like these spirits were captured a long time ago and have since been degrading. I don't think they can be restored to their original state, though. I was able to reverse engineer these boxes to be able to craft them myself. In this process, I also discovered how to free spirits so that they can be absorbed by these boxes. I enhanced the Vengeance Ring with this technology to make a Vengeance Focus that can be used to target spirits and catch them. Maybe I can use these contained spirits for later use, or for something later. Okay, so you can make boxes of Eternal Closure, and then you can use Vengeance Focuses to capture them. Cool. And Spirit Protection. Um, these spirits can do some nasty damage if you're not careful. I noticed that these spirits seem to be annoyed by dark gems, but they still ignore that feeling if they see you. The power of fire in a large amount of dark gems seems to change the way the spirits attack you, though. Instead of taking damage, you will now only be a bit more hungry, which might be better than the alternative. A completely different alternative to spirit protection is to simply make yourself invisible to these spirits. It looks like the spectral glasses allow you to see any spirit without them being able to see you, unless they were already out for your soul. This does, however, require some otherworldly material to craft. Maybe I'll come across it later. Cool. So, dark blocks can be smelted into burning gemstone. Passively converts vengeance spirit damage to hunger. That's pretty cool. Um, cool. So, game, you have missed a step. Game, you have just completely ignored an important step of the process. How do you kill them, and how do you make them drop the thing? That's once more to Google, because this guidebook is really cool lore bit, but doesn't explore everything. And this thing just misses very important steps of the matter. So, 1 second. Okay, so I looked it up, and apparently, they don't take any damage from any sort of physical attack. I forgot I was on, like, the fire dash trying out magic things and none of them worked. So you actually need to find some sort of magic that works. Apparently none of this stuff would, but maybe something from Ars would have. I don't have like a basic magic missile from Ars anymore, do I? I probably should. But anyways, I should probably empty this thing into it so we can actually gather more blood. Apparently, we kind of need the thing that we were going to make for the ATM star in order to do this. So that's pretty funny. So the thing we need for the ATM star is this thing, right? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Here, the Piercing Vengeance Focus. Let's save that recipe as we head downstairs. So this thing is made with 2 popped chorus, 4 end crystals, Vengeance Focus, which is the ring we just made, and more crushed dark gems. So easy, super easy, super easy. Blood orbs require a Promise of Tenacity 1. This is already level 1, so we have that. Empty orbs, it's glass and iron. That's, again, simple enough. I'm gonna need 3 of these things. Or 1, 2. These things can just go in like so. And it's not going to work for some reason. 150 seconds, 10,000 blood. There we go. That's just 2.5 minutes. That's why it didn't pop up, of course. See in like 5 minutes when those are done, but well, when we think about it, that will be those done. I need to make 2 more of those things. So 1, 2. I am going to assume these things have durability, so I'm going to need to make a 3rd one. But for now, I'll just do that. End crystals, how do I make those again? They're relatively simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. End crystal. Might as well just carry them on me. So let's see, it's just for the blood ores, which will have popped chorus, which is chorus fruit, which I have plenty of. I just need to find it and go smelt up 4 of these. And from there, it's just making more vengeance orb things. So, oops, wrong button. Oops, still wrong button. I really should change that off from 0, or from, oh, rather. 1, 2, 2. 1 vengeance focus, 2 vengeance focus. Cool. Now these things let you freeze them and capture them. That's not really what we're after right now, though. I just took off my ring. I don't have one now, do I? Oh wait, yes I do still. Cool. So from here, I just need those blood orbs finished up, and I need to go smelt these chorus fruits to get popped chorus fruits. I definitely already have popped chorus fruits. I didn't need to do that. I just don't know where they are, so I'll settle for doing that. Now, I'll see you in like 5 minutes. Each of these is 150 seconds. No, that's not even 5 minutes, that's 10. Why is that so long? Okay, so I have everything that I need to make one of them, so we might as well. Piercing Vengeance Focus. Now, this king can be right-clicked to enable Vengeance Spirit Killing Beam. Cool. Um, cool. So we now need one more of those things, and it's going to give us free blood orbs. That's kind of nice. You'll need a lot of dark gems. Do you really? Do, do you really need a lot of dark gems for these? No? This is not even true. These things are 8 8 crushed dark gems a piece. You get that for free while mining dark gems. You don't use a single full dark gem for that recipe. What? Okay then. Anyways, I'm going to actually go ahead and make a speed boost for this thing as well, which requires putting a dark gem in here, getting the bowl, and then the bowl gets used with sugar and a spider eye or something like that. And then from there, cool. We made one of these things last time. It's just making something again. So this thing is used to make, if I can press the right button, I cannot press the right button today for some reason, gets us the Dusted Bowl of Promises. Cool. Apparently I made an extra bowl last time, and I forgot about it. Add evil? No idea where that came from. Anyways, I need a tier 2. This is a Dusted Bowl of Evil. It gets put in here, and we'll get a tier 1 bowl. And then that is going to be used to create an upgrade. That's going to take 1 more minute. Sure. Anyways, I have the villagers running around seeing if they might unlock their next trade before we're done. Yeah, of course it had to be a new moon. It literally couldn't have been a worse moon phase when I was specifically looking for a full moon so we could check out werewolves. That would have been so cool. And he's gone. Oh, no, he's just hanging out over here. Cool. Anyways, this thing will upgrade to get us the speed boost, and then from there, it should only take another 2.5 minutes for these things to be upgraded instead of another 5. So that's cool, at least. Oh, Draconic Evolution and EvilCraft. Obviously, they have the same ads, or part of the same ad in them. Cool. So there's that. Not used up in crafting. Okay, cool. So, the Promise of Velocity. Cool. Oh, the bowl isn't used up, but the promise is. Cool. It's good to know, I guess. Anyways, that is this done. It gives us a free Dark Power Gem. Cool. There's that, and then we can upgrade ourselves with a ring as well. Nope. Come on. Come on. That's a Vengeance Focus. That's Promise of Velocity. There it is. Machine Speed times 2. Cool. Now, I guess I can work towards upgrading this to that while we're waiting. Gold Promise is putting a gold block in there. And then this is getting another tier 1, which we already just saw us make, and an ender pearl. So easy enough. Yes, put in a gold block, and then repeat the same process we just did, and upgrade this to tier 2. So, it's going to be another minute. It's just a waiting game at this point, just waiting for the machine to run through. And I guess while we're going at it, I'll be able to go through days, because it's sunset. And it's still just going to be barely not a new moon. I can't believe... Of course I need a specific moon phase, and it's literally the exact opposite moon phase. That is just my luck now, isn't it? Anyways, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I just realized that I actually need more blood for that machine, and so went to gather more. I should have just used what was in there first and had it running while we're going, but that's besides the point. Anyways, we still need to test this. Okay. How much damage does this do? I don't know. You can't see their health bar unless they're close enough so that they hit you and disappear. There we go. So it looks like they are dropping basic drops for whatever mob it was. And Vengeance, yeah, Vengeance Essence, and I believe it gave us some Dark Crushed. Wow, the audio in that is just completely broken, isn't it? Anyway, Vengeance Focus, cool, or Vengeance Essence rather, with Crushed and Statue materialized, which can be used to create Garmin Bozia. Cool. So there's that. It will give us a free Hardened Blood block because of that. And now capturing spirits, we've already done all that on accident, kind of. Although we've never made one. We have free ones. So, free stuff. To become a spirit hunter, you'll need to create a vengeance focus first. You can freeze them in spirits, and then you can place a block of enclosure near them, and that will store them for later use. And then we need to build this blood spirit furnace thing. And from there, we can use them for creating spawn eggs, or I think there's some other things that we'll have to go over. But removing enchantments, yeah, I guess I was just doing that to do it. Apparently, if that's all that's used for, I don't know how much I actually need to do that. Materialized, Promise of Tenacity 3, gets you Garmin Bozia, and this is like an important thing. So we should keep one of these on hand to actually kill spirits and get the stuff. But it's not that exciting on its own. This just needs a bit more blood in it, which I can just do like so. Does that work? Okay, that does. Cool. I don't actually have to go pull it in, put it... Whoops. We think we're good. Anyways, we might as well finish upgrading this thing. I was really hoping to see the werewolves today, but I just don't think it's going to happen at this point. So, I guess we'll have to settle for reaching a tier... I guess we'll have to settle for reaching tier 2 thing and just making humanoid werewolves, even if they're not as werewolfish as I would like to see. Okay, so a couple of things. One, that just finished up running through, and we now have our Promise of Tenacity Tier 2. So there we go, this is upgraded, it now has an extra upgrade slot. I believe this Promise of Tenacity 1 just gets retired and never thought about again. Yep, that thing just gets retired and never thought about again. I really hope I don't have to switch it in and out. 2, I built these 2 beds because I remembered that in newer versions, villagers actually need to sleep through the night in order to, you know, recover their trades. Number 3, we now have 3 tier 4 dragons, so that's pretty cool. Now it's time to really see. They're tier 3. I do not remember my descent button. It is not V. It's not C. It's X. Cool. So, I'm definitely going to need to make these caves bigger. Like, for tier 4, they're decently sized. Like, I just need to clean it up a bit and give them, like, proper den space. I mean, that's not bad. But tier 4 versus tier 5, the difference is massive. Like, come on. Like, being able to fly out, they're going to need way more headspace. Now, I guess what I can do is just go like so. I believe these can break blocks at tier 4. Or not. No, they only break blocks when they don't want them to break blocks. Usually this would be busted up if it was a wild dragon, but because it's a tamed one, I guess not. But yeah, our dragons, they might be comfortable in the space I've given them. It needs to be cleaned up and actually decorated, but it might work. I feel confident in like the space that's there. I might have to expand it just a tiny bit. I didn't actually see the moon. I guess it wasn't a new moon, but it's essentially a new moon. And this night it was a new moon because there was literally nothing. But I'm gonna wait for these 2 to wake up. I'm really going to hope that they actually have what we're after, and we can unlock new trades with them. Hey, look, we got the Blook thing. That's for removing enchantments or something. Tier 3, it's just a time and, I mean, it's simple enough. It's like the exact same recipe every time, isn't it? You just need to put more and more blood into it at once. 160,000. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I can just do warden hunts, can't I? Make a couple of these, upgrade this to hold like as much blood as a warden can handle. And then from there, that's works out pretty well. I already have a warden spawner that I use all the time. Um, wait, what? You didn't? Okay, now that's working and giving you training experience. Why did that not before? Uh, that's weird. Do like that. Cool. Um, that's strange, but oh well. I guess it's working now. And now you'll trade an empty box of closure. I mean, sure, why not? If it means I don't have to build them, might as well buy them. And now that should evolve you into your last trade. Major, you'll take werewolf bones and blood infusion cores for... So all that work to trade with you, and it's not even worth it. Cool. I mean, I'll build you to a nice home so that you can just be werewolves in peace and not actually cause harm to yourselves or anyone else. Sure. I guess these two aren't that useful for trading, but I will pull them out whenever I have a home for them, and whenever the full moon arises, which is gonna be a little while. But for right now, I guess that's a pretty good place to end things off looking at the time. What even is the thumbnail? I think they might still get the thumbnail, even though I didn't get to see their werewolf forms because I don't have anything else. But for right now, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody. I want to thank everyone one more time for watching, and a special thank you to the channel members. Yamato Tanagura, Goddess of the Star-Filled Void, and the Phantom Knight. Thank you three so much for the extra support. So for real now, take care, everybody.